Where did we leave off? Flame noise swish.
We had just acquired the sword.
Oh yeah, I wanted to do the.
That's right. You wanted to
Crystal
investigate the crystal. How would you like to investigate the crystal? I mean, are we talking you're going to look at it, you're going to touch it, you're going to think about it?
I have an inkling.
You're going to perform the move Sweet Chin Music on it?
And so this is me thinking, because you mentioned that the crystals had arcing stuff between it.
Indeed.
And the logo for this game has crystals with arcing electricity between it.
That is indeed a metagame coincidence. Could be relevant.
So I would like to apply specifically my religion as a cleric to it.
Very well. I will allow you to make a religion check at disadvantage.
Okay. I'm going to use my inspiration.
I see. A interesting move.
And the reason why I want to do this is because I feel like Kelly per se is sort of like he wants to believe that this is who he is, you know? And he has an inkling. Me as a player have an inkling, but therefore Kelly has a gut feeling about these crystals. So can I also like spend more time doing this? Is that a thing we can do in 5e, or is that not really a thing?
For regular tasks, perhaps, just thinking about stuff, no. You either know or you do not know.
Okay. All right. So
I mean, if you wanted to, for instance, research, that would be totally different, but I'm not sure that she's going to allow you to come in here with a spectrometer and like scrolls and look over this thing for a week.
Okay. Well, I can't read anyway, so.
Yeah, it would make some parts more difficult, yes.
18.
18. You do indeed suspect a deep connection between the death of your god and these crystals, perhaps being something like the crystals mentioned by your snake friend, whose name was Siruk.
Yes.
You're not sure what is required in order to open the crystal's knowledge to you, but this could be that thing. If so, it is probably a highly dangerous and temperamental magical item.
So I'm gonna, without looking. Oh, I guess I kind of have to look at her now, don't I? I wanna. So I'll go to the tiefling, and I'll say, "Are you aware of what and where the current gods that cover this realm came from?"
I have some knowledge in regards to that. Information of this caliber of academia is closely guarded. My life's work has been to uncover things like this. To trade in such knowledge, I would require something of equal value, whether it be other knowledge or monetary recompense. And before you say anything else, know that the answers that you seek may shock and astound you as to the way the world really works.
I without changing my emotion at what she said, I say, I would be willing to trade information with you.
Then let us speak more closely. So she does a hand gesture and then does that kind of thing where she swooshes her hands like this, and the whole layout of the facility changes, like, and it becomes from a store to like a living quarters. The crystal is the only thing that stays. There's no longer a door. There's no longer windows. There's like a nice dining table with a place set for one. There's like a wine rack. We're talking like a cozy 30 by 30 foot, like little, I would say like a chateau, like a little chateau, a mini chateau. This is clearly a woman who enjoys her living space. And she gestures toward the table, and chairs pull themselves out. And she says, Dietrich, nice work. That's my invisible servant, Dietrich.
Oh, thank you, Dietrich.
He doesn't really understand you. He is very low in intelligence. He also cannot read. Let's sit and talk.
Are the rest of us on the roof at this point?
No, you're all in this room as well. You've all
Okay.
Okay.
this as the store swapped phase states, you were dragged with it. Please, all of you, sit. Can I offer you something interesting? There was a bottle that I was going to open for the princess's birthday in a few days, but for honored guests looking for information in this regard, I could get it open early.
We should talk on that princess as well at some other point, but yes, I will take on your offer of wine.
So she hops back up and begins pouring out wine glasses after allowing the bottle to breathe for a few moments. And sets out
the
5
wine magically.
dark red wine glasses. Raises it and says, to your health.
Thank you. I'll drink it. And then I'll basically start by saying I have reason to believe that those crystals can offer very key information as to a particular situation we find ourselves in.
The crystal that powers my workspace is a extremely powerful artifact. There are many mysteries to it that I still do not understand, but perhaps more than any living creature, I can offer you what I know of it. We have been working together for almost 2 decades. It is precious to me. What would you offer in return for my entire life's work? What could you offer in return?
I can offer you the secrets of this universe.
Higram's just sitting there drinking his wine.
I have heard this before.
It's good stuff.
I have made
Potent.
incredibly powerful bargains with creatures who have offered me such knowledge. You would need to prove to me that you have something that could upstep my understanding of the physical universe.
How do you think time works?
So you do know about the crystal. Interesting.
Well, if we both can speak openly, then myself and my companions here are fragments of what gave birth to the current gods. We duck and weave between time and versions of this universe playing out on repeat over and over ad nauseum.
So she's watching you. Her face is unreadable, but her eyes are glittering.
Daka finishes his drink immediately. He doesn't know why, but he's extremely uncomfortable. Like information that cannot be told is being told.
I believe that these crystals, with your blessing, obviously, since they are very key to you can help us uncover what we need to know, what we're missing.
You are missing something. This crystal is not your friend. It is your enemy. You are what has been disrupting my research all this time. The four of you are that which destroys the garden. How interesting. You are the lost children of the unnamed god, then.
Yes.
The crystal does not belong to you. The crystal
never said
belongs
it
to the
did.
guardian of time, and he is displeased with you. I have had many conversations with it. I'm almost inclined to allow you to enter its domain, but I believe that that would be incredibly unwise for all of you. It would be amusing, though.
This guardian of time, does he have a name?
He does. What will you offer me in exchange for more knowledge of it?
Have I not given you enough?
You have told me some things, but much of it I already knew. It is interesting to have names and faces to place towards the entities that I have been tracking for so long.
Well, I do believe it is your time to share with us something then.
I have shared with you the general nature of this crystal, but I will provide more, not the name of the entity within it. These crystals are a physical manifestation of the tapestry of everything around us. Its control on physical laws, specifically time. In the same way that we pray to Wellwind and she gives us water when we need it. The same way that we pray to Hallow Slightbringer and he drags the sun across the sky. These crystals are the last remnants of the unnamed dead god, from which the god of death was created. These crystals represent the root of the physical universe. Time travels in one direction as long as these magnificent beacons remain intact. They record all things. They have memory of everything that has ever happened. Your blasphemy, and she, just to be clear, there's no judgment here. She says blasphemy, but she seems amused by it. Your rending of the way the world works to loop time has allowed memories to accumulate within it. 1,000 lives, 10,000 lives, over and over again. The same events played out in many possibilities. But we never pass a certain point. The guardian of time has grown weary of your attempts to flaunt it. He is no god. He is a manifestation of the will of the universe, the root of time traveling in one direction. In a way, he's the opposite of the unnamed god, where he provides no change to the timeline. It looks like I've told you more than I intended. Must be the wine. Would anyone like another glass?
Me, please.
So she pours from the bottle directly in your glass.
Doc will like slide his glass over.
Would anyone like some appetizers? I'm sure I have some salted meats somewhere.
I would like to meet this entity.
That is unwise, but I won't stop you.
I believe that his understanding of our predicament is very different from what he actually thinks it is.
Well, it would seem that that's something you'll need to figure out face to face. She gestures towards the crystals glowing in the very center of the room.
The moment she looks away, if my glass is full,
Yep.
it's empty when she turns around.
She keeps
Like,
pouring.
Daka's like downing glasses. He's like, something is wrong here.
I'll
Something
leave the bottle.
within me is wrong.
She stands up and moves over to an ice chest and begins pulling out like slices of cheese, like rolled salted meats with nitrates. So, you know, like pepperonis and sliced sausages, salamis, that kind of deal. There's probably even some pastrami in there.
So I'm going to get up and walk towards the crystal.
She starts quickening her pace to get these meats on the table before you touch the crystal. Like click, 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 click.
And then I'll touch the crystal.
All right. What do the rest of you do when Kelly disappears?
Stare in disbelief.
Just head onto the table, just, donk, fuck.
Looking very intently at the wine bottle.
The three of you are still capable of moving. But she is stopped mid-stride, as is everything around you. Kelly, you have appeared in that JRPG infinite blackness that always happens. The crystals are floating in front of you. You sense something watching you, and as you turn, the cinematic camera follows your turning and reveals a 18-foot tall golem made of silver and blue plating. It's almost futuristic while still remaining fantasy. It has an enormous clock set into the center of it, and it's standing in front of you holding a shovel that is much taller than you are. I am Xenos, the guardian of time. You are a paradox. I will allow you one appeal before you are eliminated.
I look up at the creature and I say, I seek understanding. I seek to be able to right the wrongs that have happened in this world because of the circumstances we find ourselves in.
You create a string of wrongs behind you that will remain unrighted forever, and yet you beg to right a wrong that happened before you have ever existed.
That is correct.
Why?
There was a status quo before what happened did.
There was no status quo. The creature controlled all things by controlling time. There is a status quo now. We have achieved primal harmony among the gods. With the exception of your antics, all would be well. You are a blight upon the continued timeline.
Except that is incorrect. You were overlooking a lot of things. Starvin Black aims to take back what was originally the previous status quo before the gods came, before they ripped apart the old one and became what they are. He seeks
They
to go back to that
existed
point.
with the old one. They were cotangent parallel. His power simply exceeded theirs. They killed him out of jealousy and spite. Your understanding is flawed.
He allowed that to happen, though.
So you say.
I still seek to change these things.
You cannot change what has already happened. I am the guardian of paradoxes. I am the root of the timeline. I will not allow it. Have you no other appeal, or will your journey end here today?
If I were to go back and fix the power that was allowed to exist on the death of the old one, that would solve all problems. The issues that face humanity, the issues that face every living being now is because of the way that the system works with gods and their power.
You wish to
argue that
travel
the
back
status-
in time and stop the gods from killing your father.
Yes. I believe that would be due justice.
And you seek permission from me, the god, the guardian of time, the one who prevents paradoxes. Why would I ever grant you this blasphemy when you so freely abuse the timeline as it is?
Would not solving this paradox, in fact, remove all of the problems that we had caused unknowingly up until this point?
Do you speak for your companions as well? Do you speak for all five?
One second, Arthur. 5?
Sure.
There's 4 of us, though.
Are there?
I'm assuming he means black.
Do I?
Or
That's
the
an
ant.
assumption.
Okay, that's interesting. In this case, yes, they have chosen not to follow me. I am an avatar of their will.
All right, Agram, Finley, Doc, I just want to confirm that all of your characters are indeed of the mind that you would like to travel back in time to fight the gods themselves to keep them from killing the god of time.
I mean, that sounds pretty fucking badass. What do you guys think?
There's a traveling back in time, but Doc has something different in mind that I don't know if has come up yet.
Let's talk about the immediate issue though.
Nah.
Agram, you're not in with it?
I'm just trying to think, how exactly we would go about stopping literal deities.
Well, they're not dead. They don't have the power they have now.
Mm.
You were
Like,
drawing
if we were-
so many dangerous assumptions. You're like, if we go back in time, they won't have the same level of power. You go back in time and like, we're exactly as powerful.
I mean, from what the snake told us, that the old one, the ancient one, however you want to call it, allowed himself to die, and the other gods took upon his body to gain the power that they have now from his corpse. And the remaining parts ended up becoming death. At least that's the way that I've written it in terms of how Kelly
That's how you believe it,
Yes.
yes.
sees it.
Sure.
from the representative of the snake's story. So that's the information that Kelly has, at least.
Hey, Grim.
What if the
Daka,
fifth is?
are you in alignment with this?
I mean, you don't have to be.
I'm not going to
Yeah.
make you.
Well,
I mean,
we
I guess technically Kelly could make you. He could like come back out of the crystal and like arm wrestle you for it. Maybe punch you in the stomach a few times, give you a wet willy.
Is this the part of Chrono Trigger where I forget the character's name, but he goes into stasis forever, and
Chrono.
Chrono. You can maybe revive him if you do everything right.
I mean, most of the endings you save Chrono, but several you don't.
Mm.
All of the best endings though involve saving Magus, because that guy is a super badass.
Yeah.
You show up, he's like a little kid, and he's like, "The dark wind howls. One of your party will soon die. Dragon Ball Z Ginyu Force stance."
Spice Australia.
Spice Australia. Spice Brisbane has been taken out by a hurricane.
Put your face into a black hole, just like Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
The black hole responds. Yeah.
Yeah. Before, because like it sounds like the first thing we were doing, like we're not here to kill the gods, we're here to kill Black.
Are
That's
you?
what
I mean, that's
what we agreed upon before.
I mean, that is your stance, certainly.
Well, wasn't
I
it
think
when we were with the snake? It was like you either kill the gods or you kill Black.
Yes, that was your understanding of the situation. I feel like your companions have come to different conclusions.
Yeah.
Not just from you, but from each other.
Yeah,
Kelly
I
has
remember
clearly landed in the fuck the gods camp.
I remember the conversation we had about Black.
Technically, in Kelly's, Black never comes into existence because you rewrite the entire timeline from the beginning.
Honestly, I just want to bring back.
Just want to spend some time with your
God.
dad. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, Dad, I never got to know you. You died to create me. I just want
He
to
went out to buy those
something
Astral
about you."
cigarettes and never came back.
Yeah.
There was a
18,000
cigarette joke in
eons
there
later.
somewhere. I just couldn't find it.
Yeah, you know what it is? He's walking. He just came out of seeing a play. He's walking down a dark alleyway.
No, this is not.
And all the other
fucking
gods
Batman.
jump him and shoot him and kill him.
We got to
and
do
mow
like
him.
the new Spider-Man movies. You never tell the origin story. You just imply that it happened. You skip, you skip that 40-minute part, and you save everybody some time.
And then I train in a well, looking at bats for a while. And
No, you've
Okay.
never done that. Hey, Grim, we got a tiebreaker vote here? I mean, we don't have all night to just stare at each other.
I
with
mean,
beards.
Agram's been operating
Not
on
even a
every-
tiebreaker vote. Like, there doesn't need to be a
No.
consensus here. I just
Yeah.
want to know, are you in or
I
are you out?
love the idea that Black's sitting there eating a sausage or some dinner with real fine plates, and he's just like, "Oh shit, I got to vote in something. That's weird."
Just a vote kick pops up at the top. Just like, no, I mean, I've been operating on the assumption that Black was the end game this whole time. So,
If you travel back in time, Black's not the end game.
well, okay, but I'm along the same
Sure.
train of thought that Doc is on.
It sounds like your party is not united, Kelly.
Well, while this is happening, she's frozen, right?
Yes, everything is frozen.
And the books around are free to look at.
As far as you know, yes. You're just gonna start reading.
I'm looking for a specific thing, and
Yes.
I'm gonna send it to you on Discord because I don't know if it came up yet.
I will open Discord.
I don't know if I spelled it right either.
Mhm. You are looking for a book on that specific topic?
Any reference to
There
it?
are
Yeah.
several such books that are openly marked as that, but they are all in what's the one that's not Abyssal? They're all in Infernal.
I speak Infernal.
Well, then you are in very good luck, sir. You're in great luck.
And he can read.
We'll get back to that in a second.
And he can read.
You are speaking with Xenos, and Xenos says, I have no faith in your assertion that all 5 of you are united in your drive to travel back. One of you has no reason to, or it would destroy her.
Then it seems we're at an impasse. I've come to you willingly.
It just stares at you for, it could be 5 seconds. There's no way to tell.
It's got a clock in its chest. Of course
5,000
there's a way to
years.
tell.
But it's not digital, so
It's not
one of those-
moving.
one of
The
those-
clock
It's one of
isn't.
those ones that does that.
The
Just
clock
like-
is not moving. It's not.
Oh,
ticking.
damn it. This thing is giant golem Flavor Flav.
Yes, it's 18 foot
boy.
tall Flavor Flav made out
Wow.
of space metals.
Mm,
You're not sure how long it is before it replies, and then it's, I am not willing to right the timeline by wronging it again. Even among your brothers, you cannot find you. But it is your right, despite your atrocious behavior, to gaze into the infinity once more. Like to do so.
Just to clarify, Arthur, what does he mean by that?
You have
Exactly.
no fucking clue.
Waking up in a mountain.
Yeah.
You can draw any conclusion you want from what he's talking about. You have no idea.
Okay. So I will. I'll just sort of look up at him, and I'll say, "If my understanding of all of this is wrong,
You are indeed flawed.
then would it not be best to help me understand the errors of my ways?"
I can show you every error you have ever made.
Just Kelly at a
Would you-
desk. 2 + 2 = 5. Shit.
Fuck reading. Slams it off the table. I'm never doing that again.
Yeah.
No, and it's like, I know of my errors better than anyone else. What I'm asking for here is enlightenment.
You can find it. But there will be a price. There always has been. And always will be.
What is the price?
Pain.
That is not a stranger to me. I accept this price.
Okay. Make a wisdom saving throw.
$21.
Okay. Agram, Finley, Daka. Daka, you're standing up while time is paused and just picking up some books and reading them. I would like you to make a quick Arcana check real quick to see if you can comprehend what's going on in them.
No, intelligence.
Oh, no.
Who would have thought?
All of us?
No, I'm just asking Daka because that's what he's doing. I'm curious as to what the rest of you are doing now.
Well, inspiration, boys.
Oh, okay. You're throwing it all in. Well,
11,
let me tell
whatever.
you something.
Fuck.
That 11 was not poorly spent. Again, you only pull it's difficult to understand. The journal that you have is specifically handwritten by her. A lot of the footnotes are in. She has some sort of warlock specific cipher that you're having a lot of difficulty comprehending, and it occurs to you that's because she's encoded it in Infernal, specifically Stalvin Black's sigilry. But you do manage to pull out some information on Sarkor, which I will send you at the end of the episode during the week.
Cool.
You learn more about these items, and more importantly, you learned a very specific fact. That Sarkor are the same race that you are. Sarkor are the corpses of the people who were the children of the god of time.
Mm.
In order to use them, you have to match the personality of whoever was wielding was that item.
What's I must have missed something here. What is Sarkor?
Sarkor, okay, so this is part of Daka's backstory. He's touched on it a couple of times. They're legendary magic items that, on top of attuning to them, they also require you to match a philosophy or way of thinking in order to wield them. So it's not just enough to like have one. You would need
And I think I did tell this because like
yes, you have told them before, but
Your family was guarding one in a temple thing, right?
and gave
Yeah,
it to
and
Stalvin Black.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
and then we woke up in a mountain.
That's the last thing you remember. Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So
Henley?
what is everyone else doing in their time
Hager?
freeze?
I guess maybe of looking for anything in Dwarvish script possibly that I could read. I mean, usually whenever Daka starts rummaging for information, because we have different, we can read different languages. It's worked out pretty well.
What are you looking for?
Can I offer a suggestion?
You are looking through the secret library of a powerful warlock. So choose your next words carefully, Spartan.
Yeah.
What about the black eye thing she did? She said that was a dwarvish thing, right?
That's a warlock thing.
Oh, it's a
But
warlock.
she said it was a dwarven side of the dwarves or whatever.
It's a dwarven, like, it's a boon, sort of, that you can see any magical item.
Mm.
You want to look for more information about that?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Okay. Go ahead and make an Arcana check to look over any dwarvish books for information about this.
Hey, sweet 11s.
Yeah. She has in several books marked out possible invocations that Stalvin Black could offer her. So you're going over stories in English, in Common, in Dwarven. There's several other languages you don't read that they're written in, but these are possible boons that Stalvin Black has offered her in exchange for her service, and she seems to favor ones that allow her to learn more about the world around her. The one that she's specifically talking about is called Eldritch Sight. It allows her to detect all magic around her at will without expending a spell slot.
Yep. Okay. All right.
Finley, what are you doing? I mean, this place looks very
I think
leadable.
I'd like to look around to see if there's any sort of druidic type of books. that I
Druidic
might-
type of books. Do you speak Druidic? You don't.
Well, no, but I mean in common that I could read and maybe learn. Something.
Well, most Druidic tomes are written in Druidic specifically because only Druids can read them. But if you're looking for a encyclopedia on Druid, such a tome does exist.
Okay.
She has gathered knowledge about all of the common classes and some uncommon frameworks through which people express their magic and abilities.
Are
So-
we doing this at the same time?
Yep, you're all looking at different stuff at the same time.
Okay. So
Finley, you open up this Encyclopedia Druidae, and, you know, it gives you some basic druid knowledge. It goes over all of their 1st to 3rd level spells, their ability to turn into animals. It lists 3 different circles that they can belong to in order to become druid fellows. Is there anything specific you're looking for? And everything is like the oldest English possible. The Druidist Fellowship. And fellowship is probably spelled like Faellow, and the O has an umlaut above it.
And there's like a random S where it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This book was clearly written by an asshole.
No, I think Finley is interested in the lifestyle, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. This book is not good for that, right? Like, this is not written by someone who spent time among the druids, because the druids are incredibly secretive. But this does tell you like where you can meet druids. The beginning excerpt by the author indicates that this book has been burned by druids on a regular basis in order to prevent druidic knowledge from falling into the hands who are not members of the Brotherhood.
Okay. Does it tell me where I can go?
Craigslist.
So
They would use Craigslist for sure. Like,
You know they would. You know they would.
if you are looking for the greatest gathering of druids, this book is several hundred years out of date, but it appears that the halfling town of Ferngather on the very western tip of the continent is a druidic holdfast. Druids are known to gather there from time to time because of its varied terrain and meet up to discuss the fate of the world.
Interesting. Okay.
Kelly, your entire existence becomes incredible pain. You suffer every mental corruption, every physical wound that you've ever suffered through 1,000 timelines, all at once for eternity. And at the end of that eternity, you have a choice. You can assume the knowledge and identity of any previous Kelly that has ever lived. You can discard this shell that you currently are and take up a new persona that you have once used before.
Okay. What does the knowledge mean exactly? Does that mean like I can recall everything? Like,
No, you
what
can
is
change
that-
your race and class.
Yeah, I was
You
like,
remake your character completely.
We found one of the crystal boys.
Okay. And what was the choice then?
That's it.
I can do that. I can do that now.
Yes. I mean, we're basically going to have to end the episode early, but next week, Kelly might not be the Kelly that we knew anymore. We could have a totally new Kelly. I mean, obviously your personality will remain the same, but your abilities may greatly change.
Still sleep naked.
That's a choice.
still fish as a hobby.
Like a baby holding an apple.
All choices.
So I can be any race and anything at all.
Yes, as I've indicated before, you guys aren't actually half orcs and tieflings. You belong to a greater, more ancient race created by the god of time.
Ooh.
And these things that you use, they're like terminals. Your bodies and spirits are merely functions.
So we're learning that we have plug-and-play functionality.
Yeah.
So would I have all of the gear that I still have? Like, does that
Yep.
carry over?
We're basically D&D altered carbon.
Yeah.
All my artists
Interesting.
are actually really busy at Atomics, so I don't know that they're going to be able to make... I guess I could
I
get
know.
Cotton to make new chibis of you in your new glasses. Half
So
Dragon
yeah, if
Kelly?
anyone who's drawing this show, can you guys like just remake me in a million different ways, like every possible scenario? You know, I'm thinking it might be pretty cool to go like
Marvel
Half-
Universe, the
something
Infinite
like that.
Kelly storyline.
Just plug the
The
existing
Flash
Kelly.
shows up out of DC and he's just like, wow, I caused this, didn't I? Huh. Well-
Just plug the existing Kelly art into DeepMind, like Google's image.
Oh
creation
yes.
thing.
Yeah. So I'm thinking I might pretty much be the same because I really want to get to. I might change fighter out for something else though, but
Maybe Cleric 5.
well, I mean, I want a second attack. I really do.
There it is.
But what do you guys think about like a half dragon monk,
Dragonborn.
dragonborn monk cleric, or something stupid like that? I've never played a monk before. I wouldn't even know how to use it. But can monks use swords?
I mean,
Yes.
a lot of their, well, they can, but most of their stuff is,
You won't be able to use your flaming longsword anymore.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
You would be able to attack many times.
So it's like,
Powers.
just if you wanted to still do fighter, you just go paladin at that
And you could
point.
spend a bonus action to get 2 extra attacks using flurry of blows. So
Yeah, I think as far as number of attacks, I
monks
think
will
monk
beat
is
anyone else on
yeah,
number
yeah,
of
literally
attacks.
literally anybody.
They're fucking attacking machines.
Okay, so paladins get an extra attack as well. I paladin seems pretty cool, like a dragonborn paladin.
You'll need to think very carefully about which oath you would like to take.
Mm-hmm. I mean, oaths kind of match Kelly's personality very well.
Well,
Like-
each oath, let's be super clear here. Each oath has specific tenets that you must follow, and if you break them, you become an Oathbreaker Paladin, which means that you have to use the Oathbreaker archetype, which empowers evil creatures around you. Also, it opens you up to the God of Death. So you definitely do not want to fall as a Paladin. You don't want to get Rourke, my brother. Look, maybe you have some time to think about this. You got a whole week. But all we see is Kelly viewing infinite Kellys and getting Kellified. And Kelly, it's not a good look. In every other timeline, you failed to do whatever it is you were going to do.
They just see Kelly Final Fantasy 14ing himself.
It's like
Nah.
that's like, you know, this,
Galaxy
It's like,
thing.
do I want the gold?
it's like
you
like the
know?
Skyrim character creation thing. You just randomize. Just in that guard is just horrifying as he looks on.
Is it purple
Yeah, that's what I was
with the
thinking.
over, or do I want the mohawk with the orange? Okay, I'm really worried.
Smallest face possible, eyes farthest apart they can be.
So I'm not entirely
Oblivion
sure
time.
how to do. So, tell me more about this oath stuff because I'm not. You make me wary of it.
Well, let's look at Oath of Vengeance. The tenets of Oath of Vengeance are always fight the greater evil, no mercy for the wicked, by any means necessary, and restitution. If my foes wreak ruin on the world because I have failed to stop them, I must help those harmed by them. No mercy for the wicked is ordinary foes might have my mercy, but my sworn enemies do not. Break any of the 4 to 5 tenets that you have as a paladin, you lose your paladin abilities. And you become an Oathbreaker Paladin, which is in the Dungeon Master's Guide. Oathbreaker Paladins are actually incredibly powerful, but they're also super evil.
Okay.
Oathbreaker Paladins also, because they buff nearby evil creatures, are constantly like lodestoning evil towards them. People are like, oh, I feel something really evil near me. Like, I really like this vibe. I want to go check it out.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the oaths sound cool, but at the same time, I think I'd very easily break one of the tenets or forget about it or something.
Yeah, that's a very serious possibility, and I'd fucking hold you to it. Paladins are excessively strong, by the way. Like,
Yeah.
Paladin damage output is insane.
Mm-hmm.
Being able to use smite abilities, it's pretty sick.
Rourke destroyed an entire town by himself. So
Yeah.
So let me
Absolutely.
ask you this, guys. The people that know about paladins, which oath do you think fits Kelly right now. I've
I'm
never
guessing you're
really
asking
liked
chat.
The greater
any-
evil
anyone,
one
yeah.
kind of rings true, depending on who
Like
the
the
evil you think is. But
Yeah. I mean, so Arthur, if I have all the knowledge of all the Kellys previously, and I take
Your
a
body
vengeance
can't contain
back,
all that knowledge. You have to pick a path. But you are gaining
Okay.
some small things.
so if I let's say hypothetically I pick an oath of vengeance, and I have all the previous knowledge for a moment in time about what is considered the greatest evil. Considering
Yes.
that I talked to that other Kelly as well,
Yes.
the whirlwind, which direction would it point me in? What compass? What
You
compass
need to make a
direction would it
choice.
point me?
There are two great evils in this world. Two for you, right? Solve in Black and the gods as a collective entity. One of those is greater than the other, perhaps, but that is a choice for you to make. Neither of them are super great. I mean, Stalvin Black wants to enforce literal, godless anarchy among the people.
Is there any additional oaths in like Splat
There
books
are.
or something? That I'm not-
There
If
are
you go to
6
character
total.
creation on D&D Beyond, all of my books will be available to you, so you'll be able to pick from them. I think Oathbreaker will even be available to you if you want to get real
Yeah, it
weird.
is. It's in Xanathars, I think.
So you should be able to pick Conquest, Devotion, Redemption, Ancients, Crown, Vengeance, or Oathbreaker if you're feeling real saucy.
how do I see the books that you have available?
I have no idea.
Okay, so I'm just gonna go to.
Basically assume you can use any of them, because I have all of them. I basically have every book that has rules in it.
Okay, so I'll be Dragonborn. I'll
Sick.
probably try play Paladin, and
That's
I
sick.
think I'll also be a female.
This is a very serious set of changes.
Yeah. Well, if I'm gonna go, I also like the idea that it changes the character fundamentally on a roleplay level as well. So
Sure.
I really like those
So the
ideas.
very last thing we see at the end of the episode is the crystal disappears. The whole room collapses around you. You go from being in this wonderful, homey space back to being in the shop, and then the whole place just fucking explodes. The building around you can no longer maintain its magical state without the thing powering it. And still holding the wine glass, Valdia is just like, what the fuck? As you destroy her entire life's work. All of the books that you're holding remain, but all of her library books disappear. Because her house is gone now. Her house and her work. Her laboratory, her store. Everything. So we'll see the consequences for destroying Valdella's stuff next episode. In exchange, I will offer all of you 1,000 experience.
Oh. Yeah, all that happens. Finley's like, did I do that?
Okay, so the crystal exploded.
No, the crystal disappeared. Your new character is reappearing where the crystal. But the building exploded. Because the building was held together with the crystal.
Right.
Interesting.
Oh, sweet. Someone dumped me the Paladin sheet. Neato. Oh, I get a fighting style as well?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Guys, let's go around and let's, some outros and maybe talk about this episode. Kind of fundamentally changes the way we play the game.
Yeah, right.
Now that we know that traveling back in time to fight the gods is a possibility, but that not everyone's on track for it. Drumurboy, we're going to start with you. Perhaps the most not on track with the go back and kill the gods plan.
yeah, should I like just air out what I think?
Yeah, if you want to. Go ahead.
I mean, so here's what I would like to do before we do it. Like I saw glimpses of everything, right? Everything, and I want to take something and have that, whatever that is, be the new direction for this new Kelly. So honestly, like if we all come to a conclusion as to the direction we want to head, at least Kelly can fundamentally just like 180 right now if she needs to.
New Kelly who dis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
So
this
if
is
you want to just
this is like theory crafting, because the last thing Daka did before waking up in a mountain was give away this powerful relic to Stalvin Black, who we know is like one of the evil forces. If we can time travel, I would rather go back, either kill or stop Stalvin Black from getting that thing ever and get it from myself. That way we have it.
I don't think he's going to send us back in time. He might. There's also worth
If we
pointing
can
out,
convince him to.
but we
because
need to
this is
find
like
the fifth person, by the way.
Yeah.
There is a fifth
Like-
person.
Like, I don't know what that would do, but because that'll fundamentally change Daka's backstory, because, well, maybe not, because they'll still give it away to the person he thinks is the rightful owner of the thing. But this Daka, like the Daka that will take it from the other one who's following his path, will fundamentally change.
Interesting.
Timeline stuff is great.
It is.
Yeah,
Yes.
That's just like theory crafting, though, because I was thinking about that before. I'm like,
we can figure it out.
okay, if this is like the last thing that I did before everything got fucked, maybe that's has something to do with it. But you guys might also have something that did right before everything got fucked, and it might also be one of those things. I'm not sure.
Interesting. You've got a plan. Your plan still involves fucking over Stalvin Black at every opportunity.
Absolutely.
Are we all agreed that that's the direction we want to go? 'Cause
Well,
if that's the
let's
case,
talk
then-
to someone who's been neutral on fucking Stalvin Black. You know, my boy Finley Longbottom. Who knows what this Sphinx believes?
I mean, if Daka is all for fucking Stalvin Black, then I mean,
Oh, I'm down. I'm gonna get him.
you know, Finley kind of goes with the tide. You know, he's like
I don't know. There's nothing to know about him. Who
he's
is
like
Finley Longbottom?
He's like a jellyfish that like
Is he?
floats.
Could take a time travel back and see what young Finley Longbottom was like.
I mean, look, as a player, I think it's badass to go back and kill the gods. As a character, I think that, I mean, from the get-go, Finley was always someone that wanted to please the people around him. So he's, like I said, going to kind of go with the tide. I think that he would not do well under the pressure of being like a deciding vote on something. I think that if it came down to that, he would literally take Glimo's coin and flip it.
Fascinating. Agram, where do you stand?
I mean, I was because I know I think of all the people, Daka and Agram are probably like I can't remember if we ever discussed it in here. I know we've shot some ideas, and I think we're kind of on the same wavelength of like I want to go back and reclaim, you know, the family lands and all that shit, but there's no point in doing that if Black's just gonna roll an army through and fuck everything up. So, you know, he's more of a cross the bridge as you come to it. Right now, that's, you know, the immediate goal. So I mean, yeah, I'm all for fucking over this guy, and if, you know, going back and, you know, helping Daka do that is, you know, how he can end up retaking, you know, starting a crusade to take back the Dwarven Holy Land, as it were, then you know, he's all about it. Which I'm probably going to stay a dwarf, more than likely.
And just like, if these Sarkor are like, they're things that we attune to, that we need certain personalities to attune to. If there's 5 of them and there's 5 time looping blasphemers or whatever, then we all need one. This is like an Infinity Stone situation, but we each need one.
I'm just going to tell you right now, there's way more than 5 Sarkor.
Okay.
Yeah, he said there's a couple of them, a couple times, right?
Well, they're like beings or remnants of beings made by this old god before everything. So
Yeah.
probably a lot of them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've got roughly a week to iron it out. So just if any thoughts anybody has, just throw them in the channel and we can.
Script's pretty good at doing its homework. I don't have to drag you guys over the coals normally.
Yeah.
That's just like my thoughts, though. But it's mostly character centric because that's all that I know.
Yeah.
What does a dragonborn normally look like in 5e? I've always been confused about it. Is it like
dragon man, scales, big old snout, sometimes a tail.
wings?
Not normally.
Yeah.
Half dragons have wings, like that dude that you got the gauntlets off of in the sword.
Okay. Yeah.
Dragonborn are a little bit more humanish than dragony.
They often have still have the clawed feet and stuff.
Oh, yeah,
Think
for sure. And
kind
they
of
get
like
barf
like-
sick liquid at people.
yeah, well, like Divinity, but without not as gangly looking.
Oh, they
There's
thick.
plenty of art.
They're fucking,
they're thick.
yeah. I mean,
They're thick as fuck.
there's a dragonborn. There's several dragonborns in the thing.
There's a fuck ton of art out there. I mean,
there's several.
That's what I'm looking at it right now, and it's all very inconsistent with each other. So
really,
I think probably the two most famous canon D&D dragonborns in 5e right now are Arkan the Cruel and guy from Acquisitions Incorporated. I'll have to look it up. Oh, get him. He's the one who runs the Yum Yum Shack. Rated cast. It is Donar Blitzen. He named his character after a reindeer.
Classic.
I'll send it in the new plus channel. Donar Blitzen and Arkan the Cruel. Both of which are characters actively being played in D&D campaigns.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I guess I could pick what type of dragonborn they are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you get to pick their color.
Yeah, you get to pick.
Which changes what type of barf you get.
Mm-hmm. And what kind of resistance you get from that same thing.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
You like Arkan?
You posted pictures?
Yes, in the New Game Plus channel.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so that's red. Yeah, I remember. I mean, I haven't had a chance to do fishing.
Yes, I was about to say you can't remember. I mean, he's indulged the fishing more than like Agam can smith, but I don't think I've done it once. So,
yeah. So I think it's probably going to be a blue dragon.
So an evil dragon. Then.
Is blue evil?
All the colors are evil. That doesn't mean that you're evil. It just means that your mom was evil.
Okay.
Or your dad.
No, yeah. So the blue lightning seems cool.
Yeah,
lightning breath.
No doubt. Man got hit with gigantic blue lightning strikes from a bronze dragon, and now he wants to be one.
Yeah, and I think if you really want to do the paladin thing, that really makes my choice a lot easier.
Let's do some outros.
Are you gonna do barbarian?
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah.
Drumurboy, you know.
Hey, I'm Drumurboy. I make a bunch of music and put it on the internet. The most recent one was a tribute to Jeff In Control Robinson, who we lost on Saturday morning. If you want to go pick that up at the Roleplay Bandcamp, it's pay what you want, or you can just donate. Just download for free and donate to the SoCal Bulldog Rescue. There's a link in the description of the tune. And yeah, that's about it. I'm still working on the new Far Verona tune. So that'll be out not this weekend, next weekend, because they don't have a show this weekend. That's me.
Finley Longbottom, a.k.a. Spootnik. Or is he Finley Long?
Don't know. You can follow me on Twitter at Spootnik_71. My new Twitch channel is Spooty McTooty, because fuck Cambodia.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
And yeah, this was definitely a good one. This was a good time on this episode. I think it's about to get wacky up in here.
Time is the enemy, really.
Yeah.
Hey, Grim.
Yeah, we've all got some choices to make, and it'll be interesting to because I've played about 4 characters in other 5e games since I made it, because Agri was my first 5e character coming off of Pathfinder. It's like, I regretted so many decisions I made. It's like, no, now I can unfuck that. I know so much more now than I did. So that'll be fun. Yeah, let me Atomikspoon. I stream a variety of garbage, mostly Warcraft stuff on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'm back on an Elite Dangerous kick, so I'll probably be streaming that just throughout the thing. I'm here Wednesdays. I'm also here Saturdays, also with AP, which I hope we're on this weekend. We got to talk to who and figure out if we're on Saturday or not. But
I think we are. I don't see.
Are we?
Well,
okay.
I mean, we won't know until.
Oh, that's right. He said Friday. You're right.
Yeah.
I thought he said Wednesday.
But everybody else is prepared to go.
Yeah. But yeah. So we gotta figure out what we're gonna do. It'll be pretty fun. So shit's getting real. That's me.
Henley.
So is everyone changing characters now? Is that what's happening?
No, just you. You're the only one that touched the crystal.
Okay. So we've got to find more crystals then, I guess. Yeah, hey everyone. Tomorrow, a very special event, 5 p.m. PT, Pacific time. I will be doing a world's first, playing Cyberpunk Red online with Mr. Drumurboy here, Lima Zulu Tango, LZT, and Glimo.
The real Glimo.
The real Glimo.
Spelled Glimo instead of Gleemo.
Yeah, that's it.
Not only is he real, he's been on my stream before several times.
Yeah. So that'll be tomorrow, and that'll be like a one shot with some light character creation. So if you want to know about the system, come by then. And Friday I'll be starting my stream up again after like 7 months. So yeah. Gotta play that fucking Fire Emblem. I'm super excited for that game. It's gonna be a lot.
And Astral Chain on August 31st, if you're into that.
Yeah, that's gonna be cool.
Is that police officer game?
The anime police officer, another dimension, chained to a demon game.
What
Sounds exactly like this game.
Talking about?
Yeah.
It would be exactly your game, I think, Arthur.
I don't know, man. Yeah. You just.
How much like Valkyria Chronicles is it?
Hopefully 0% like Valkyria Chronicles.
Well, the art style, like it's still cell shaded anime, so that's like the only.
What system is it for? PC or some sort of shitty console?
Switch.
All right.
Yep.
For the superior console then.
It's gonna be good. Isn't it by the guy that did or was involved with Nier Automata or something like that?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm interested.
I think it was.
Okay.
I
remain tentatively and vaguely interested.
So which books do you own, Arthur? Because I own all the books.
Everything.
I just want to know which ones I can pick on.
I own everything that has rules in it. I own it.
Okay. Can you send me a list of books and I'll pick?
No.
Or a list of Dragonborn Paladin oaths I can pick from.
Any. You can pick whatever you want. Don't let me stop.
Okay. It's by Platinum, who are the same people who do Bayonetta, I think.
What's it called? Chain of...
Astral Chain.
Astral Chain.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to take a look at it. Well, it certainly looks like it's made by Bayonetta. There's a cat that's trying to touch a dude's face. That's the first thing I see. Okay. All right. Nier Automata. Okay. All right. This game's probably going to be way too hard for me to play.
Nier Automata?
I mean, I've seen people play Nier and Bayonetta. It requires way more skill than my old ass can put together.
It's not too crazy. It does require some like changing of weapon types in the mid battle, but I think those are bound to buttons, so not a huge deal.
I really don't know how to use this.
All right, so I gotta tell you, I've informed the character artist for this show, Cottontailed, about this change, and she's just like, is it permanent? I was working on his card because she's been working on the like making little character cards for everybody. With their,
that's right.
and I was like, yeah, his stats are actually going to change too. And she's like, oh my. Basically, just make a whole new card for new Kelly.
I can already hear Cotton. Like I've watched your streams and her demeanor, just like, oh boy, oh no.
I'm sorry. I honestly did not expect to be doing that today. So
who knew that you would challenge the god of? Well, all right. Let's be clear. He's not a god. He's a guardian of the straight timeline, and you're just like, I want to go back in time, and he's like, why? And you're like, I want to fucking destroy everything, and he's like, I'll consider it. No.
I need to fight my dad.
No, I want to hug my dad, so I'll fight the gods. Thank you very much.
You get there and your dad's just like, I'm so disappointed. This was not the life that I wanted when I made you.
You're supposed to be a dragonborn female. What is this shit?
Doesn't sound like something he'd say.
I distinctly remember your mother. She was dragonborn. This doesn't make any sense. How did you turn out to be a half-orc? And a man.
And then it dawns on him the affair. The mailman. The half-orc man or the full-orc mailman.
Apparently we became a radio
half dragonborn. Oh, Kelly.
Where were we? Were we at Drumurboy? Is that literally the only
No, I think we were at Henley. And
okay, all right. You got anything else to share, Henley?
No, I'm good. New video game coming out on the 2nd of August on Switch and PCs called Wrecking Ball Adventure. No G in wrecking, so it's just apostrophe, N apostrophe. Wrecking Ball Adventure. It's pretty cool. I have a lot of fun with it, so check that out. And yeah. Oh, we got a Kickstarter coming up on August 6th for Alder's Blood as well, so you can go check that out. If you like fantasy XCOM games. I got a lot of shit going on. We just signed a game. I can't tell you what it is. I signed it yesterday, so that's new, and that's gonna be in early access in like 2 months. So
we still got to talk about co-op giant robot kaiju fishing game.
What?
And,
oh my god!
And cleaning up the dungeon and resetting the traps in a specific order so you don't paint yourself into a corner.
Yes.
Dungeon Janitor 2019.
Fucking, I need to write that down.
Dungeon Simulator. There you go. I fucking sold it for you right there. You could just get in on all these Steam X Simulator games.
I have a simulator game coming out.
The Germans eat that stuff up,
Then
dude.
sell it with like 15 DLCs for all small
It's kind
amounts
of funny
of money.
you say that, Agrim, because
I know the Germans.
No, we have a game called Off-Road Transport Simulator coming out, where it's like Mud Runners, but like the idea is that you compete against a bigger company and you undercut them on all their deals and do it better than them and shit like that. And a German publisher is like, "Yo, can we get that?"
Yeah, no, yeah.
It's funny.
There are, I think, 2 or 3 people on my friends list that regularly play like Farming Simulator, and they're all German. They eat the light all that shit. I'm just like, sure, whatever.
That might be stereotypical, but efficiency is their game, man.
I mean,
like simulator games and like getting it to the best possible way to do shit.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they're the big ones that people are like, why are there so many of these simulator games? It's like Germany. That's why. That's literally exactly why. Because they keep selling. So, whatever. Teach your own, I guess.
I'm Arthur Perkins. This has been AP Gaming Real.
Twitch
you can
Prime.
go back.
We didn't say it yet this episode.
I know, I was working my way towards it. Don't worry. I'll get there eventually. During this episode, while Kelly was talking to Xenos, Guardian of Time, I want to point out that there's a very specific moment where I considered having to throw out everything that I'm doing in this campaign and write an entirely new campaign during the time of the gods, where you guys go on adventures to kill the fucking gods in their homes when they live on the planet. and all the
Oh,
cities
that'd
that
be
you know are
sick.
gone. And I was like, I'm pretty sure I can get my map guy to just redraw the map, but with new cities on it. But the prep will probably take a while. But then I was glad that you didn't make me do that because I have things to do this week.
I thought
I'm trying to
thought
play
you'd
my
know
time
me
at Porsche and Fate Grand Order at the same time, and it's really hard. But I was willing. I was willing. It could have been done if you wanted to do it.
So I thought you'd know me a little better than that, Arthur. Basically, like if it doesn't fit to your story,
No, I was
you
ready.
could have just
I was
molded the
ready. I was
direction.
interested to follow this. Let's go fucking kill the gods in their own den at the beginning of time.
I mean, maybe we'll get to Starvin Black, and he'll just be like, "Hey guys, we should go kill the gods in their
He's
own time."
done that. He's directly offered it to you. He summoned
Really?
Daka as part of the conclave of warlocks and was like, let's go kill the gods. And Daka was like, I spit on your food. I piss on your floor. I'm gonna kill you, bitch.
Gravity's not even real.
Oh, that's what it was, Daka. He said, "Where's the Dragonborn lady?" And you're like, "What?" And he's like, "Oh, that hasn't happened yet." Oh, okay. By the way, there's another person we need to find. There's a fifth person, the thumb of our group.
Yeah, and it's a her.
At least one person has already figured it out.
I reckon it's the princess.
Possibly. That's confirmed. Oh man.
Twitch Prime. You know, you can
Twitch Prime.
support the show using Twitch Prime. Patreon, which might be getting an overhaul soon. A little busy this month, but with 5 shows upping to 6 with Game of Thrones preparing to launch, but Patreon is being looked at to work. I'm thinking of putting all of my GM prep to Patreon exclusive. I don't normally share my GM prep, but could be thinking about it. Could be a reason. Patreon. You might learn the secrets. Everything. So, this show requires money to operate. I can have someone make all the art every time Henley decides to change the character.
Dude, man. All right, look, you gave me the opportunity, and I was underprepared.
It's fine.
And I always thought about doing a paladin, but I didn't want to jump into it without doing research. But now now I'm kind of forced to do it because
you don't have to settle on paladin, man. You have a whole week to settle on what you want.
Nah, I said I'll go paladin. We'll go paladin. It kind of fits with what I want to do anyway. So
all right, that's it. Hopefully, we'll be back next week. I'll see you then. Have a good night. Judgment Nights of Thunder.
Fire.
Oh yeah, I didn't do the fire switch.